Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel on this gorgeous Friday. How about that nice, comfortable, low humidity weather? But guess what, folks? The humidity's coming back. It's going to gradually build over the weekend. So if you got any plans outdoors, maybe doing yard work, you might want to get on it and enjoy this nice day. We're back on Keeper on Chapter 6, Josephine. And I hope y'all are enjoying the story, Keeper. It gets confusing. There's a lot of darkness involved, twisted turns involved with the characters, a lot of magic, ghost, things like that going on. So if you ever got confused and didn't understand so far from what we've been reading at a Keeper, feel free to comment and let me know. Make sure you all hit that like button when you come in. Greatly appreciate it. A thick plume of smoke blackened the sky. Josephine's heart pounded against her ribcage, and every vestigial cell in her body screamed for her to run. The warning of the blood moon, the very thing that had driven her from her bed in the first place, was lost behind a pillar of charcoal haze. I'll be right back. I got to check on the laundry real quick. So if you come on, stay put and don't go nowhere. Hit that like button. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. It's not ready yet. So if you see me leave every few minutes, don't let it scare you off because I'm doing laundry, trying to get a lot of things done. Me and my daughter and her boyfriend's going out tonight, so want to get this done, have everything ready and done before I go out. And hope y'all are having a great Friday so far. Hello there. How you doing? Okay. We're on chapter 6 on Josephine. Aw, everything's going pretty good my way. What about this nice weather we're having? Hello, Think the Dragon. Where's who going? Thank you, I appreciate that. Where's who going? I had to go out and check on my laundry, but it ain't quite ready yet. Good to see y'all too again. We're on chapter 6 of Josephine. A thick plume of smoke blackened the sky. Josephine's heart pounded against her ribcage, and every visceral cell in her body screamed for her to run. Oh, my kids. My oldest daughter, she moved out. She stays with her boyfriend now. So I'm going to be going out with her and her boyfriend tonight. I think we're going out to One Chain. That's a good restaurant. It's pretty good. Anyway, the warning of the blood moon, the very thing that had driven her from her bed in the first place, was lost behind the pillar of the charcoal haze. That's right. It's good to be back. Josephine broke into a run, ignoring the pain of the branches that clawed her bare skin. She had forgotten her slippers when she left the house, and now the soft soles of her feet were paying the price. Blood squished between her toes, but she didn't stop running. Cold fear crawled up and down her spine. A strange noise that she was hearing in the background against the heat that coursed her through her body as she ran. Her neat braid was coming undone. and long tendrils of dark hair whipped around her face. The emerald amulet hanging around her neck thumped painfully against her chest as she ran. She was getting closer now. The sounds were becoming more defined, the horses whining in the stables, their frantic squeals sharp and panicked, the loud pop and crack of wood, burning glass breaking. She burst through the tree line, her eyes wide and searching. Bright orange flames danced almost mesmerizingly along the woodwork, igniting everything they touched. There was no saving it. The house that had taken 2 years to build, the place that had become her home, was lost. In minutes, it would be nothing but a pile of ash and blackened rock. Josephine bit back a scream as the inferno burned. Several feet away, two men dressed in black surveyed the work of the flames. She had never seen them before. So how you been doing this week, Dave? How's all y'all been doing? Have y'all had a great week? Where are father and mother? What about Mercy? The servants. Her mind was racing. Henry, oh God, where? Where's Henry? An image of their earlier rendezvous flashed before her eyes. The picnic by the river, his sweet smile. The caress of his warm lips against hers. A sharp pain pierced her chest at the thought of her beloved. She couldn't stand still any longer. Without even thinking about her actions, she sprinted toward the house, her long nightgown billowing around her like a sail. One of the men cried out as she raced past, but they wouldn't be able to stop her. She was too fast. That's good. I'm glad you had a great week. Awesome. Inside the house, the scorching air was thick with smoke, and her lungs screamed for oxygen. Her eyes watered from the thick smoke, making the limited visibility. Even worse, she tried to find her bearings. Hello, silly mommy. How you doing? Hope you having a great Friday. Hope it's been good for you and all week's been good for you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mother, she cried out, choking and gasping. Father, are you here? She kept moving forward. With every rapid heartbeat, a spasm of pain ricocheted through her skull. The loud sounds that had been defending only moments before were now distorted and muted, as though she was swimming and her head had slipped beneath the surface of the water. She stumbled forward, losing her footing. Josephine, a familiar voice called to her as she fell. Josephine, you have to get out of here. Hurry. A hand grabbed her wrist, yanking her through the burning wreckage and out through the service door. Once outside, clean air filled her lungs, and she choked and gagged until her throat was raw. What were you doing, girl? Trying to get yourself killed? Josephine looked up and almost burst into tears. The man standing before her with his full beard and thick wavy hair was as familiar to her as her own reflection. Father. She threw herself into his arms. His dark green overcoat was singed and covered in soot, but he quickly removed it and covered Josephine's bare arms with it. Joe, you must listen to me. You are in great danger. Father, I don't understand. What's happening? Where's Mama? What about? He found us. He found us. The sobering words crashed upon her like a bucket of ice of cold water. Her heart already pounding with adrenaline slammed against her rib cage, making her gasp. No, please tell me it isn't true. I wish I could. His face held such sadness, such utter defeat. Josephine had to squeeze her eyes shut to keep from weeping. I'm so sorry, Josephine. I tried to protect you, to protect my family, but I failed. His words were like iron pokers to her heart. Father, oh God, what are the others? A mother, of mercy, of, she trailed off as her father slowly shook his head, his eyes swimming in pools of tears. No, no! A wail of pain tore from her lips. Had it not been for his strong arms around her, she would have collapsed. Josephine, listen to me. You have to go. You must run. More of his men are coming. You don't have much time. His face streaked with ash and tears was as grim and serious as she had ever seen it. No, Father, I can't leave you. You must. He gingerly fingered the amulet at her throat. You have to protect it, keep it safe, no matter what. It must be protected at all cost. Tell him I say hello, and I hope he gets the modem, y'all's internet thing figured out. I know it's a pain. Everybody's having problems with their internet lately. Hope y'all get it fixed soon. But I'm so afraid. The whispered words reverberated throughout her body as the truth of them resonated deep within her bones. She shivered. Her father kissed her quickly on the forehead. I know, my darling girl, but you must be brave. You know what to do now. Go, quickly. Josephine threw her arms around her father again, not minding that his arms nearly crushed her. This is not good, my father. I'll see you again soon. Go, Joe. Run. With his urgent cry echoing in her ear, Josephine picked up what was left of her tattered nightgown and fled. She hadn't gone very far when a shadow stepped out from behind a tall tree. A sharp yank of her arm brought her to an abrupt stop, and she screamed. One of the men in black had her arm in a vice, a cruel sneer across his face. Uh-oh. And just where do you think you're going, girl? He drawled, pulling her closer in his iron grip. His hot breath sent a wave of panic down her spine. Josephine tried to pull free, but the man was twice her size. He laughed, his eyes shining. He pulled her even closer. She could see the stubble on his chin and a symbol of interlocking triangles in the soft skin of his neck. His mark. Let me go, she cried, trying with all her might to force herself free. He laughed again, his fingers gripping her arm so tightly that she was sure her bones would break. Oh, the master will like you, he will. He sniffed her hair, and Josephine shrieked. She didn't get out in time. And then the man coughed, and bright red blood exploded from his lips. Tiny crimson beads splattered against Josephine's face and body, staining her nightgown red. The man sputtered and grew limp. When he slumped forward, Josephine's knees buckled under the weight. She screamed and struggled to free herself from underneath the man's body. Yay. Someone yanked the man off of her. There was a knife plunged deep into his back. Another hand reached for her. She batted it away, fighting to be free. Joe, her father yelled in her ear. She gripped on her tightening. You must run. Go now. Hurry. Then a loud crack shot through the darkness and ricocheted back out to the tree line. The sound of the gunshot. The sound of death. The hand that held her arms jerked once, and then it relaxed. The angry of the sounds died away, except for one. Cruel, delighted laughter echoed across the trees, ringing in Josephine's ears. She opened her eyes. The smoke made it difficult to see, but when her eyes adjusted, another man was lying on the ground next to the man in black. A man with curly dark hair and a face that was the perfect mirror of her own. A man with wide emerald-colored eyes now open forever to the sky, as a pool of crimson blood stained the grass beneath him. That's some scary, twisted stuff there. This book's getting more into it. I ain't got no blind moments today. Not yet. I'm sure I have it for today is over with. Oh, wow. Do y'all think it was his daddy that got shot in the back, or the other guy that she heard gunshots, it was firing the gunshots? Y'all think her daddy got killed trying to rescue her from that man? We'll know more about that on chapter 7. And maybe we'll read a little bit on it and see where it goes from there. That is, if y'all understand, y'all have any questions so far of the story. If you feel a little lost, confused, we can go back and review it. If you're catching on, you understanding it, we can read on to chapter 7. Y'all just let me know. What y'all think about this lovely weather in the 80s? It's not so muggy like it's been. I know it's going to gradually climb up and get hot again by Monday. It's going to get back up in the 90s. Ugh. An ear-splitting scream shattered the quiet of the room. It echoed across the walls and filled a small space. I jolted upright in my desk. Every single pair of eyes in the room was staring in my direction. And it took me way longer than it should have to realize that the screaming was coming from me. I clamped my jaw shut effectively, cutting out the sound from my throat. If y'all hear that noise, that's my partner's son, Whitty. He's doing some more work out in the yard, bless his heart. He's been really helping us a lot. So I hope that don't distract you too much. And it took me way longer than it should have to realize that the screaming was, of course, from me. I clamped my jaw shut effectively, cutting out the sound from my throat. But the damage was already done. Even Miss Runyon, who was known for her imperturbable temperament, was staring at me with wide, concerned eyes. Her mouth opened mid-sentence. Beads of sweat rolled down my back, and my heart raced, the sound thudding like a drum in my ears. Time itself seemed to slow down as I scanned the faces of those around me. Hot tears welled up in my eyes, my cheeks and neck was blazing. In the corner of the room, Ty leaned forward in his seat. When our eyes met, I lost it. It was all too much. I shoved back my chair, sending it toppling over, and ran from the room. Miss Runyon was calling my name down the hall, but I didn't care. I had to get out of there. I kept running, giving no thought to the puzzled expressions of the people I passed in the hall. Up ahead were the double doors that led outside to the student parking lot. Flinging them open, I ran into the blinding sun. There was no one to be seen in the parking lot, and I jogged through the cars until I collapsed, gasping for air in between two cars. My whole body shook, and hot tears burned my eyes. I blinked them away, refusing to let them fall. I hated crying. especially in front of people. But all things considered, I could not cry. A single tear slipped past my defenses and down my cheek. My mind was racing. Even after I managed to gulp down a few mouthfuls of air, I couldn't stop the onslaught of emotions crashing down upon me. I was absolutely mortified. Be right back. Let me go on the rinse cycle with the laundry. Be right back. Y'all hold that thought. Be right back. I'm back. It's draining out the water. Kind of multitasking here. Bright light. It's very bright out there. Let's see where I left off here. Thinking about how everyone in the room had looked at me like I was crazy, I made my face and neck burn. I rubbed at my temples and forced myself to take a few deep breaths. Ty's face floated into my thoughts. I groaned, recalling his bewildered expression. Of all the people in the world, I've witnessed what was undoubtedly the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me. Why did it have to be him? My heart raced even faster. I rocked back on my heels and tried to calm down. Everyone had embarrassing moments. I couldn't be the only person in history to have a nightmare in the middle of English class, right? Overhead, the sun was high in the sky, and even though it was early, it was already shaping up to be a fairly warm day. I peeled Ty's leather jacket from my shoulders and held it in my hands, running my fingers over the worn leather. Nice jacket. The words came back to me, and before I even realized what was happening, my shoulders were shaking with laughter. He must think I am a complete and utter freak. First, I got busted wearing his jacket, which I didn't even bother offering to return, and then he sees me screaming like a maniac in the middle of first period. I laughed even harder, wiping my eyes again with my fingers. Guess I don't have to worry about him asking for my number. I mumbled under my breath. It felt good to laugh, but the small reprieve was already fading away. What had just happened? It was obvious a nightmare, but it wasn't my nightmare. It was her nightmare, Josephine's nightmare. Her name now so clear in my mind, much like her face. I, sh- I shivered as the horrific images flashed through my brain. The image of Josephine's father prostrate in death caused my eyes to well up with tears again. I was only a baby, oh, when my parents died, but I knew well the whole left by that kind of loss, and the feeling made my chest ache. I stared at the pavement, willing my supposedly intelligent brain to find the missing piece of logic or reason that would make this whole screwed up situation make sense. But there was nothing. Well, it's official. The only logical explanation is to be had is that I am completely losing my mind. I sighed and I contemplated my next move. There was no way I was going back to English class. And since I hadn't bothered to grab my backpack where I kept my cell phone during school hours, I didn't have any way to get in touch with Maggie. I stood up and dusted myself off. The only option was to head to the nurse's station. If I claimed female issues, she'd probably let me hide out in her office for a few periods. I might even be able to get a good nap in. I was congratulating myself on the excellent idea, particularly the nap part. When the car next to me beeped, I turned around and realized I was standing next to the black car I'd noticed earlier that morning. Ty's car. Sorry, I couldn't resist. He was standing on the other side of the car with both arms raised in mock surrender, the keys dangling from one hand. He had a concerned look in his eyes, but that crooked smile of his made it less obvious. Very funny. I deadpanned. Seriously, of all the people to find me? Ty chuckled quietly before glancing down at his shoes. When he looked back up at me, his smile was gone. My cheeks burned again as he stared at me. I was pretty sure my complexion was beginning to resemble a plum. You okay? He asked. I shifted from one foot to the other. I'd hoped maybe he would do me a solid and pretend the whole debacle in class had never happened. But since that was no longer an option, I thought for a minute about how to answer him. Yes, I finally replied, I'm fine. The truth wasn't worth telling. He studied me for a moment. You're lying. What? I snapped. You're lying, he repeated, his voice low and even. You don't know that. Actually, I do. Oh, yeah? I challenged. And how exactly would you know that? Ty shrugged. Because people only say they're fine when they're really not. You're assuming things. Am I wrong? Ty looked pointedly at me. Damn it. Anger surged through me. You know what? You don't know me. You don't know one single thing about me. I know you think you're witty and clever and all, but that doesn't make you an authority on all things, Laney. I don't claim to be an authority on anything. Actually, Ty replied, his face serious. I'm just good at seeing what's right in front of me. Oh, really? And what exactly do you see? Ty tilted his head to the side and then back again. Well, for starters, I see a girl who's having a pretty shitty morning. In spite of myself, I let out a small laugh, though it wounded more like a snort. Yeah? Was screaming in the middle of class your first clue? That was a pretty good indicator. Fair enough. I looked down at my shoes. What else do you see? Ty toyed with the keys in his hand. Well, you know, he said with a smirk. I'd tell you, but I'd have to kill you. Why can't you tell me? Because when would the fun be? What would the fun be in that? He teased. I wasn't sure whether to laugh or be seriously annoyed, as I sighed instead. How is it possible that one person can be both infuriating and almost charming at the same time? I suddenly had the strongest urge to fling myself across the small expanse of pavement between us. Part of me wanted to bug him on something, while the other half of me wanted very much to slap that smug look off his face. It was both amusing and confusing. More proof that I am certifiably insane. You're right, I blurted out, desperate to keep myself from doing something I would later regret. I'm not fine. Ty nodded. I know. Back up at the main building. The bell rang shrilly, and people began pouring out of the double doors, heading toward the gym and athletic buildings. Panic washed over me as more and more people spilled out into the sunlight. I wasn't ready to face the gossip storm that was surely in full swing by now. I looked at Ty, trying not to choke on my anxiety. You know, he said, unlocking his car and tossing his books inside, I think I've had enough school for today. He locked the car again, started walking toward the road. You've only been to one period. Ty turned around, grinning wildly. Like I said, that's enough for one day. Well, where you going? Ty gestured to the road. Think I'll head into town. What about your car? I'll get it later. It is a nice day for a stroll, don't you think? I stood watching, slightly stunned, as Ty turned back around and started walking toward the parking lot exit. You could come with me, you know, he called over his shoulder. I bit my lip. Skipping school was a stupid idea. I couldn't afford to get behind in my classes. Skipping school with a guy I barely knew? An even worse idea. I should probably just go back inside and face the music. That was a logical thing to do, after all. Hey, I called out to Ty's, retreating back. Wait for me. I'm coming. And we'll continue on chapter 8 next Friday. Hope y'all enjoyed that so far. She's starting to figure out what Ty's about there. And now she's skipping school. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Hello, Unboxing Review. That's understandable. I know some people work or some people's got internet problems. You just find me when you get a chance to. That's all you can do. Just make sure you all hit the like button when you come in. And I hope you all enjoyed the Keepers so far. If you have any questions on 6 and 7, what I just read, feel free to comment. And we'll get caught back up. It's very twisted and dark. But it's getting good. This book's getting more interesting each time I read it. And like I say, I tell a lot of my story time, I love a theme. How a theme is presented on the book. The magic always leaves a mark, in which it really does. It fits perfect with this book, this novel. And yet I will soon be getting The Seeker. You got Keeper, and then The Seeker's coming out. And the author's by Kim Chance. You all should check out her channel. She's very great. She's stepping up in the world. Her goals are getting way accomplished. She's doing really good. I'm doing great. How about you? Had a great week so far. I'm enjoying the nice weather where it ain't so hot. But unfortunately, it's going to start building back up through the weekend up till Monday. It's going to get back up in the sticky 90s again. I just hope y'all enjoyed the Keeper. I done finished Just Pleasure Reading on Wink and Poppy Midnight. That was a really good book. And sometimes I'll switch stories. Maybe I'll read more on Keeper next Friday and start again where we left off on Wink and Poppy Midnight. Both of them are dark science, like young adult, but adults can read it. A lot of adults and readers get into books like that. They want to see a good hero and turn evil. They want to see and figure out clues from the characters in their stories. They want to know the mysteries behind it. They want to hear about death, a loss of a loved one, and trying to figure out clues on who killed the person, things like that. I like books like that. They're very great. There's nothing wrong with that. I hear you. Good luck on that. I'm sure you'll find you a great car. Good luck on that. How's your brother doing, David? Is he getting aggravated with his computer? Is he having any luck with it? I hope y'all had a great week. Awesome. I'm glad your Friday was doing well. I'm glad y'all showing up. It's great to see some faces I haven't seen in a while. We're all about showing the love, helping everybody grow on their channel, being an inspiration to someone, inspiring, you know. I love doing that. I like trying to lift people up. Thank you. I appreciate that. If y'all got confused, have any questions, just feel free to comment. Let me know in the chat. I'll be glad to review it. I just love the cover of this book as well. It's got a nice cover. You can tell it's dark. She's trying to figure out who she is, and it's a lot of missing clues, but they're starting to unravel. As we get into the chapter, the book is starting to unravel. That's great, David. I'm glad you're having a great day. I like to hear people having a great day or great week. Even if you have a bad day, I like to know about it. You never know. Some kind few words unexpectedly can bring you back up again. I hope World's doing okay. I haven't seen her. I hope she's doing all right. If y'all spoken to World. Salsa, I hope she's doing good as well. That is just great. Y'all have any special plans y'all gonna be doing this weekend? Any of y'all going to the beach or anything like that? Some people go to the beach. Because it was raining a lot of times last weekend. A lot of people don't like to go when it's raining. I think I want to save up and take a mountains trip. I ain't been to the mountains in a while. I grew up off and on as a child going to the beach with my family, cousins, and friends, things like that, but I haven't been to the mountains in a while. I would love to go to the mountains. It would be great. Be right back. Let me go check the laundry again. Y'all just keep talking, getting acquaintance with each other more. Stay tuned. Be right with y'all. Check the laundry. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to hang up some clothes and start another load. My youngest daughter looks like me. Ready for our holidays. 4th of July's coming up. Awesome. Oh, awesome. Wells. Awesome. That's my oldest daughter. I think my oldest daughter looks more like me. I think my youngest daughter kind of in between me and her daddy. If you see her daddy, she looks like him too. I think Easter is one of my favorite days, and Mother's Day. It's one of my favorite holidays. She's growing up too fast. They just went shopping yesterday for some more clothes. And she went to a formal dance and just looked so grown up at her formal dance. She was in a black dress. She looked so pretty. She had her hair all rolled. I might can show a picture of it. Let's see if I can find it here on my photos here. I think I saved it. She looks so grown up, and she's not but 13. Pull them all up, shorty. Let's see if I can find it on here. Or I might have saved it on the Instagram. It's probably on here. I think last year she was in like a teal type color dress. Really? I think my oldest looks more like me. I think she looks like me too, but my oldest, when she had her hair natural like mine, with the same color hair, she really looks like me. Everybody says she's my mini-me. I hope she looks like me too. Not just all her dad. I want her to have maybe both our images. I gotta find it. It's somewhere on here. Hold it. I know it's on here. Maybe I have to go to her page. I know I saved it. At least I thought I did. I'll find it in a minute. It's gonna take a second, but I'll find it. Gotta order me a battery from my other phone. That's all that's wrong with them. I have to order a battery for it because it don't keep a charge. But I will get it soon. Okay, where is your... Okay, it'd be on here. Let's see. She got new clothes and all kind of stuff. Oh, you can't see that one too well. Let me find the other dress. All right, she's the first one in the front. I'm trying to blow it up. Oh, it ain't gonna be big, but she's the first one in the front with the black dress on. That was her formal dance right there. She's in the front. That's her. That's all her little friends and part of her classmate. In heels. Don't say she can wear them things. I break my neck in high heels. I could wear boots, but I can't wear no high heels. That was her formal of 2019. She loved it. She wore a teal green one, I think, last year. These are some of her new outfits. Where'd it go? I know she had it posted up there. She's so tall on her last day of school. Out for the summer. She'll be an 8th grader. There's where her hair is all rolled and curly. Her friend's sister rolled her hair up for her. She looks so grown up right there. Hello, Wayne. You finally made it. Yeah, they're red now out there in the sun. Oops, they didn't turn red now. Lord of mercy. Yeah, I got some red ears. How you been doing, Wayne? Did you have a good day so far? I understand you having trouble with the modem. I got your message. I was just in the middle of doing some things then. Planning any holidays other than having a cookout on the 4th. I've been waiting and wanting to save up and take a trip to the mountains. I want to go back to Niagara Falls. I've been there when I was little. I only remember bits and pieces going through waterfalls and caves. I like to go back there. That's where my oldest daughter and her boyfriend Matt took her for a surprise for a birthday. They stayed a whole weekend there. I thought that was just great. Oh, I know you have to get another modem, replace it. I got you. I'll check it out in a little bit. All right, have a good one. Have a great day. Take care. And I hope you all enjoyed the keeper and you'll continue having a great weekend doing something positive for for yourself or others, and make it count. No matter what it is, make it count. Later, y'all take care. And if you all like the story time of the keeper, feel free to give me thumbs up, leave a comment, and those who haven't been on to see me live, you can always go back to it. Leave a comment, a nice hello, and make sure you hit the like button. Hope you all have a great weekend. Stay tuned for Keeper on Chapter 8 next Friday. You all have a great day. Take care, David, and hope you all have a great day. Bye now.